So if you follow my channel, you know I talk all about faith. I'm always sharing faith testimonies and how I believe God for different things. So, you know, I'm always talking about faith. It's basically about faith, right? But what about when you think you're in faith, but you're really in fear? Well, I've been in that spot more times than I would like to be. So I thought we would talk about it so I could save you from making the same mistakes that I made. Hey, TaNia Thomas here, Jesus lover, dedicated wife and mom, serial entrepreneur, and extraordinary real estate broker. There's a couple words I heard from men of God that were really words from the Lord that I've been holding on to since the beginning of the year. Like I'm writing them every day and speaking them almost every day. Well, it's writing and speaking them almost every day, you know. So I went to the Kenneth Copeland's conference, Believers Convention in Texas not too long ago. And Jesse Duplantis was talking about doubt. And he said a few things that really pierced my spirit and showed me that I had some doubt in the things that I was believing God for, you know? The other thing he said was sometimes we need to be brought to the end of our wits so we can get to the beginning of our faith. So what I realized is even though I was confessing the word on a daily basis, and I mean, even taking some huge faith steps, you know, I told y'all last month I gave all my listings away in faith. So I've been taking the steps, but there was still some fear there and some doubt. So I was looking at my current situation and my current numbers, trying to figure it out, you know, trying to use my own understanding when the Bible says do not rely on your own understanding. And I was judging myself based on where I am instead of where I want to be. You know, I wasn't seeing myself where I want to be. I was like going over the numbers, checking them twice, you know, trying to see what's going on. So that really wasn't faith. It was doubt, you know. So really, we just have to trust God, like be all in. And sometimes we, you know, don't know we're in fear. And I really didn't know. I thought I was all the way in it until, you know, people start pointing out when I'm listening to the man of God and he's pointing out things that show that you're in doubt, right? But we gotta trust God because he's so big and he can bless us exceedingly abundantly above all we could ever ask or think, right? So that tells me that I need to just put it in his hands. That's it. Just put it in his hands. Now, I'm not saying we don't have plans, you know, and look at our numbers and all that. But what I am saying, I don't have to rely on my past performance to dictate what God can and will do, because he'll do it just because his word says he will do it. The Bible is true, right? And everything in it is true. His word is the most powerful thing in the earth, in the universe, right? He's already actually did everything that I'm already believing for. So why am I trying to figure it out? I shouldn't be, right? I just have to receive it and it'll show up in the natural. That's all, just receive it. Another thing he said was faith is going as far as you can and then taking one more step. So I just made a decision in my heart that even though I thought I had went as far as I could go, I just take one more step, you know, what's the harm in it? I'm already out here, might as well go all the way out. Then at the convention, Jerry Savelle said that God was setting things up for me while I was while I was there. And when I got back home, everything would be all worked out, right? And guess what? Like, even though I grabbed onto it and I was expecting God to show up as soon as I got back home, right? I was expecting to just, my phone to be ringing off the hook when I got home. But what happened actually was, the Lord, he's so faithful. When he said he'd exceed my expectations, he'll do exceedingly abundantly above all I could ask or think. He did. My phone started ringing when I was gone still. Like when I was there, I came out of the conference out of one of the sessions and my homeboy called and he was like, he was just telling me that he wanted to start doing wholesale in Detroit, right? And I'm like, okay, you know, he does it in Michigan, but in another part of Michigan. So I'm like, okay, cool. And, you know, we started talking about partnering up and things of that sort. So that was an opportunity, you know, that opened up right then and there, right? And I'm paying attention because I'm expecting things, right? Then when I first get back home, well, first and foremost, before I left, somebody called me. Remember, he called me about a wholesale deal, wholesale opportunity, started doing wholesale in Detroit. On my way to the airport, somebody called me and they wanted to sell a house and they had it under contract with another wholesaler. They couldn't close, so they called me, right? So we have a wholesale deal, right? Then I have another opportunity call me as soon as I get back. This, one of my friends, he called me with a hard money opportunity where we could basically do no money down for her to flip homes. And I'm like, all right, Lord, you want me to get back to it, huh? So, you know, that was another opportunity. So I had the house, I had the partner, and I had the money. I'm like, okay, well, let's get to it. So right now, as it stands, I have 3 projects to flip. I don't know if y'all know or not, but I started my real estate career out flipping houses. And your girl pretty nice too. Look at some of the projects I did to my house. So the Lord is so super faithful. So that's 2 business ventures that I had, and they all up and rolling already. And I only been back a couple weeks now, right? So I'm just saying this to say, it's never God holding us back. It's always us. Sometimes we just need to do a good heart check and see if it's some fear in there somewhere. Do you have doubt? Do you really believe that you're gonna do what you believe in you're gonna do, or that God is gonna do what He said He's gonna do, or you believe in Him to do? So if there's any fear there, just resist it. Push back, push fear away, because fear is a thief and it's the opposite of faith, right? Next week, I'll be doing a walkthrough of one of the 3 properties that we're gonna flip so you can see the before, and I want you guys to go through the project with me a little bit. Oh, and I'll also be doing a part 2 on this, talking about how fear can sometimes be disguised as faith. That's something I just received revelation on, and I really can't wait to share with y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss it.